ourselves of what's good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Oh yeah, we're live, by the way, guys.
Honestly, I just want my War for Cybertron remaster. I want my Transformers War for Cybertron remaster. So
you'll get a Bumblebee solo game and you'll like it.
I hate Bumblebee. I said this before. I have no problem with Bumblebee in most cartoons. I just don't like him in the movies because he's just like a fucking pet. Like he's just everyone's fucking pet. I just hate it so much. So.
Yeah, I know his solo movie was great and all, but that just kind of tainted his character a bit for me because it makes it out to seem that he's like a soldier who had massive head trauma, and head injury.
It's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
So to see him filling the role as a pet, I'm like, oh god, what the hell?
Very fucking degrading.
Yeah.
And he doesn't tell you anything about Bumblebee other than he had like CTE at one point, and then
a soldier with a head injury is buddies with a teenager that he's helping to score with Megan Fox. Yeah. That's a good use of his time, right?
Megan Fox isn't canon anymore. Okay,
forgot about that. Yeah. So is Unicron being Earth? Thank God.
Yes, we have to fix it because listen, I just want to see the giant planet guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to see him dunk on planets like he did in the movie. Okay.
I want to meet that writer who pitched that idea to say Earth is Unicron, and I'm like, you idiot! That means we cannot see Unicron transform. Then.
They had to do that in Transformers Prime. That was a cartoon that came alongside the Bayverse, and so to line up with the Bayverse, they said the same thing. But they kind of cheated a bit because they had Unicron form Earth, like clones of himself made of the ground, basically. Uh-huh. So that was the only way you could see him. Like you could see him as like a made from stone and mountain, basically.
Lame. That's lame. Gotcha.
But they had to stop him from transforming because then if he transformed, then all the humans die.
So. That just yeah. Again, that's an example of sacrificing story and tainting your franchise all for the sake of a quote unquote twist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, it's just like I rewatched the '86 movie. Unicron is such a great villain. He's so like powerful and mysterious, and his theme is great. So
he's Armageddon, man. He's Doomsday, man. What can you say?
Yeah, like his first scene is everyone's chilling, having a nice day. He comes in, he eats the planet, he stops, and then he flies away. And that's how he is.
Yeah, that's true. But
I hope we get a proper Unicron movie in the new timeline.
Unicryptid, remember that?
Unicryptid, yes.
Remember when y'all made me draw Cryptid as Unicron?
Yes, in our Transformers Rise of the Beast review, which is up on this channel in our playlist.
Mm-hmm.
From forever ago.
Yes.
A little over a year ago.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one thing I didn't use a chibi base for when it came to you and I, Jake.
Yeah.
But I definitely did use references when it came to the truck because I don't know how to draw cars. That's not what I do. And to draw Unicryptid.
Yes. The planet eater.
So you're telling me which automobiles are your Rob Liefeld feet situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least I have an excuse,
And just wait, in the future, man, you'll have a movie have Wish's automobile shop in the background,
But yeah.
But all right then. You guys want to get started?
Yeah.
I suppose we can.
Gotcha. Well, audience, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. just eating some watermelon made with integrity.
And my name is Jake Tylenol, the one who fights Makuta as the Makuta. No one's gonna get that. That's just for me. That's just for me. Not
Austin's dead right now, so it's my turn. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and we are so back, Castlevania Nation. We are so back. My namesake is back. My husband is back. We are so back.
Yes, and together we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week, or really yesterweek. And today is Monday, which means you are here live watching our media reviews, our media news. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. We have a playlist of movies that we reviewed that are timeless because I don't think we've changed our opinions about anything since the day we were born. Okay. And we talk about movies like Aquaman, our favorite movie of all time on this channel, as people know. Transformers: Rise of the Beast, Castlevania, and
Barbie.
yes, Deadpool and Wolverine also is on
which these motherfuckers made me leave the convention early that I was at to go see this goddamn movie. They could not have waited a week so that I could see it when I was back in my home state.
As which will tell you every time we bring this movie up. But
yes,
it's true.
Justice for me, man. I could have been enjoying the convention. I could have been enjoying San Diego Comic-Con, but these nerds were like, "You have to go see Deadpool Wolverine."
You act like this diehard Deadpool fan is upset that I got someone to watch a Deadpool movie as soon as possible.
Motherfucker. You knew it was San Diego Comic-Con weekend. You fucking knew that.
Hey.
I wanted to enjoy the con.
Marvel knew, and they made they're really the villains here. But the point is that we have a bunch of reviews that are timeless, and you can see all our reviews talk about all these different movies. And we also have socials as well, which that's really Witch's job. So I'm gonna let
And before I do that, just to let y'all know, when Kevin Feige is nice enough to give me an Alpha Flight show or movie, I'm going to make Cryptid watch every single goddamn episode, and if he doesn't, I'm going to fight him. So,
movie?
Yeah, you're going to watch it, and I'm going to make sure of it. Okay, besides the point, speaking of socials, you can subscribe to us on here on YouTube. And if you get us to 50 subscribers, guess what, bestie? You get new art from me. So get us to 50 subscribers and I will draw new art. What will that art be? Who knows? To be honest with you. But just to let you know, I will do it. You can also follow us on Twitter, which is where you will get updated on when a new live is up and maybe occasionally a retweet from something. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how the person who totally runs the account, totally not me, feels. If they want to actually look through what was recommended to them instead of just going to the notifications, checking it, and then going back to their own account. Totally don't do that. Anyways, speaking of ya boy, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. I do postings on there, and pretty soon you will see your boy making cosplay videos in another state. Like next week. So, next weekend. My bad. Not this coming up next week, the weekend after. You know what I'm talking about? You're fine. If you want to follow me on Tumblr, I do just reblog a bunch of Castlevania and North Star shit. So if you want to follow me on there, you can follow me at North Star Aria. I do post things on there. Sometimes. So follow me on there. If you want to find Austin, he's currently dead at the moment, so good luck finding him. He's just a pile of bricks. If you want to find Jake, where are you right now? Where did I put you in the multiverse?
You brought me back to Montanui so I could finish my my book report on Bionicle.
Cool. Good to know. And Crypt is in the same place. He has not moved. Also, another thing on my Tumblr, or even on here, if you want me to talk about your favorite gay manga or my favorite gay manga, let us know so that we can have another anime night. So, yeah. Follow us. We're bored. We have nothing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of exciting topics to talk about. Some we're going to be talking about soon, but stay tuned because we have, well, one of us has seen Transformers 1 early. Okay? That new Transformers movie, we've seen it early, so we have an early review for you. Okay? If you haven't seen it already. Okay? But yeah.
Gotcha. All right. With that, let's get started with the first topic of the night, guys. Hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Hold, which? Okay. Okay, yeah, bad image, I know, but come on. Blame the trailer for giving this.
You didn't
This is
have
all we
to
got.
pick the
He's the
spoiler
best.
character. You could have done Venom Horse.
Sure.
Oh, how do you know it's a spoiler? Well, I mean, you can't even see who this person is, but it's implied, right? You know?
Yeah, but they say his name.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Just Johnny Blaze with long hair.
Okay,
There
Bestie,
you go.
just to let you know, we are going to be talking about Venom The Last Dance trailer.
Yep. Watch, Jake, watch this be revealed to be Lee Price. Up yours to the Venom fans. Oh my god, what's his name? Shit. I'm thinking of that crappy Punisher in the comics. I can't remember his name now. They're both in the same category, Lee Price and whatever that crappy Punisher is.
Garrett? Like Garrett or something?
Dan Garrett? Something. Joe Garrett or something. See, that's how forgettable and horrible of a character that guy was, audience. But anyway, so yeah, the last trailer. What do y'all think?
I like it.
Yeah,
I like how this trailer doesn't reveal too much. You know how that could be a problem for like Marvel stuff or superhero stuff. I like how it doesn't reveal too much.
I like how Sony has the mentality that, like, listen, we will give our movies the shittiest budget, but if it accidentally succeeds somehow, we will make it look like a movie at some point.
We will milk it for the fans.
Listen, maybe not in the sequel, but maybe by the third movie, it will have the quality of a normal movie. Maybe. Okay? That's why Venom was a terrible film. Okay? They didn't but yeah, I don't know. It was okay. I don't really I'm not really like attached to this Venom.
I am.
Okay, go ahead. Why?
He's just not interesting. I mean, like it's funny for a bit. And it's not. He's just not. First off, he's not Eddie Brock. Like, I mean, saying him from like the comics. He's like a made up version of the character, I guess.
This is what happens when you don't have Spider-Man. You know?
It's not even that. It's just like his manners, at least the way I know Eddie Brock. He doesn't even act like Eddie Brock. He acts
but he's the greatest reporter in the world according to this series, man.
Is he? I thought they were saying he was like a shitty one.
No, they said like in the first movie, like you were the greatest reporter in the world. And Venom just getting to know Eddie is what completely changed his whole viewpoints on humanity as a whole. Even though you never seen that, like what?
Cryptid.
Yeah.
Let me have my romance story with a human man.
Listen, we're not taking away
and my alien goo.
Let
me have this. Stop being such a hater. Let people have fun. That's the main reason why people like these movies. Is because of that romance aspect in these films.
We're not taking away. We're not taking away the love that Venom and Eddie has is admittedly funny in the sequel. I just don't like it in the first movie. But that said, as much as
it's the first movie.
Yeah, but that's not really a metric to go on. But the second movie to me was better than the first. It wasn't a really good film, but it was like a movie I enjoyed the first time I saw it.
Hey, at least these movies are better than Morbius and Madam Web. At least I can sit in a theater and watch these movies.
Those bars are so low, though.
They are not good. Those two movies were not good.
But, and I did like the ending of Let There Be Carnage. I thought the movie was kind of like, it was fun, but it was dumb. But the ending of Let There Be Carnage was cool. Like the way they beat Carnage at the end, I thought was pretty funny. But I just don't really have much fanfare for these films. I think that the actor for Venom is good. I think he's actually great. But
it's the same actor who plays Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. When I say Venom, I meant both of them. I didn't mean like different.
Tom Hardy, Bane.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is these movies are never like really all that great. So like I look at the trailer, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna predict this because I did this with Iron Man 3, and I was right. So I'm gonna see if I can do it again years later. I'm gonna predict either one of the plot lines in this movie is not really gonna be a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna predict that Knull is not gonna be that big of a deal. That's gonna be okay.
Knull's gonna be an after credit scene. He's gonna be like the Thanos of this movie. You know, he might just have like 2 minute scene, and that's it.
After this, Witch have his turn because this is something that Witch seems to really enjoy. Which I didn't know Witch was a huge Venom fan, but I'm gonna say this: when Iron Man 3 came out, I saw the trailers and I said that it's weird to have Extremis and Mandarin in the same film because these seem like two big things, and I predicted one of these things was not going to really be what it looks like in the movie, and sure enough, Mandarin wasn't even in the film. So keep that in mind, audience.
It was just a guy pretending to be him.
Right. I predicted something was up about Iron Man 3, and I like that movie.
Jake, in all fairness, that's something they had to course correct after the movie came up because they're like, okay, we kind of fucked up with this Mandarin depiction, so we're gonna fix that with All Hail the King and say, Mandarin, the real Mandarin is out there, So.
But yeah, that's it. Which you have the floor.
Well, I'm excited for this movie because I'm not gonna let the haters get me down because I am what people like to call delusional, right? And obviously, we're not gonna get any crazy scenes between Eddie and Venom, if you catch my drift. Like, we are gonna get crazy scenes, but not those kind of crazy scenes, But like, whatever, it's fine. But I know that I'm gonna go into this movie and enjoy myself, regardless on what the movie is like. I low-key kind of agree with Jake that there's going to be one part of this movie that's not going to be as important as others. My hope is that Knull is treated with a little bit more respect than Gore the God Butcher was. That's just me personally. Even if he doesn't have a major part in this film, I need him to be portrayed better than Gore. So I'm just here for the vibes. I'm here for the gay. And yeah, I don't know what else you want from me to say. I'm here for the vibes, here for the gays, here for the monster fuckers. That's why we're here.
It's great that you should bring up Gore because I didn't even realize that. Because do you guys think they'll subtly try to imply there's a connection between those two?
No,
because it was in the comics, Gore and Knull apparently had history of each other. Apparently, that blade was used by Knull. That blade that Gore the God Butcher had was created by Knull.
Yeah, I know that. We know.
Yep. It'll be interesting if they do a deep dive like that. As far as my standpoint in this movie goes, not really much standards, really. It's going to happen whether we want it or not, so might as well enjoy the good visuals while they're there, As for Knull, I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last time we see Knull in this movie. We're going to see him branch off to something else. I mean, it won't surprise me if he's in the next Spider-Verse movie or, I don't know, maybe pop up in the next Secret Wars movie whenever that happens,
And then we might get a King in Black movie because we all know how Kevin Feige's going to probably butcher that event.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm trying to remember if King in Black was good.
I enjoyed King in Black from what I've read.
It was just like a retrend of Absolute Carnage, really. That's what I remember.
King in Black first?
No, Absolute Carnage was first, then King of Black was next.
I think it was like a continuation, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the same writer writing both events for one series, which was the downfall of that whole run. I'm like, come on, you can't expect one writer to how much different can you make Knull compared to Carnage? You know, like yeah, that's just what I remember. Jake, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was like, I just bare minimum, just be is it like listen, I don't really care as much if they get no right. Really, it's Sony. I don't know. My expectations aren't that high. Um, I will say just be as entertaining as Venom 2. And I guess that should work for me. It
Look,
worked
I
last
don't
time.
need this movie to be Oscar worthy. That's what I expect from like Black Panther movies, you know.
Yeah.
So my standard for these movies are not high. I just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
So don't threaten me with a good time.
I
By
want to
Panic
see.
at the Disco.
I want to see the part where Knull says, "Yeah, you know that dead celestial head in Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, I'm the one who did that. You're welcome to all the celestial haters out there." You know?
Woo! Raise your hand if
Yeah.
you're a celestial hater.
Both hands raised. Yay.
Woo!
hmm So yeah, here's what it is. It's coming out in 1 month, isn't it?
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, I know. It's right around the corner.
Um, yeah, like I said, I'll check it out. I'm just not. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see when the
Yeah.
movie comes out. Honestly, I mean, it looks like it's the first. It's the first Sony movie I've seen in a long time, other than Spider-Verse, that looks like it's trying to do something. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
Gotcha. All right then. I guess with that we can move on to the next topic. Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's me again. How are y'all feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
are you asking us?
Go
Yep.
ahead. Go
Yes!
ahead.
Oh, I feel.
Yes! You just made me look like an idiot.
I'm sorry, my bad. I feel fine. I had a long day at work. Dealing with problems, but
I'm just
Cool.
I'm just
Well,
seeing.
guess what, besties? Guess what news that we got today, this morning, for y'all? We got Castlevania Nocturne Season 2's trailer. You know, we got a date announcement. So, yay. I'm not going to get into that right now, but. So, the trailer, we didn't get a lot from the trailer. You know, it's just a couple, like, shots of some of the characters, you know. Elizabeth, girl, eat a Snickers. You ain't you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. Like, you look like a mess. You look like a mess. Like, I don't really care about you that much as a character, especially right now. But, like, you need a Snickers. You need to go take a nap. Go to the spa. Do vampires go to spas? Who knows? But Alucard looks like he does, and he looks scrumptious as hell, as always. It's really hard to fuck up Alucard because he's supposed to be really pretty. I'm not going to talk about Dracula's Curse. I'm not talking about Castlevania 3 today because that was the first game he was in. You can only go up from here. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So,
The long white hair, and the double-edged sword is certainly reminding me of somebody we just talked about.
well, it's not a double-edged sword.
Oh, okay.
It's just one blade.
Okay.
And he could turn into a wolf and mist and a bat. He could do magic. You know?
Yep.
He's my husband. So, yeah. But regardless, it comes out in January of 2025. So pretty soon. It will be my early birthday gift. So when that comes out, expect me to talk about it. Even if it's just me. I definitely do plan on talking about it. I think Austin might talk about it with me too. But we'll see.
Cool.
But I'm definitely gonna talk about it. I'm definitely gonna draw new art for it. Because I can. I'm allowed to because I need more Castlevania stuff in my life. This has been the year for Castlevania in my eyes. We got this trailer. We got the Dominus collection, which is the DS collection, plus an arcade game for some reason. They redid Haunted Castle. I don't know why they chose Haunted Castle when we've been wanting the Adventure Rebirth onto one of these freaking these collections for God knows how long, because that game is stuck on the WiiWare and you can't even get it anymore. But besides the point, we also got the Dead by Daylight crossover out, which I don't have because I don't have the game, but it's fine. You know, we are also getting another crossover. I don't know when that crossover is coming out, but we're getting another one. So stay tuned for that. I just wish that Konami actually gave a shit about their franchises. They barely give a shit about their franchises, especially the ones that made it big for them. But whatever. I'm excited for Castlevania Season 2. Castlevania Nocturne Season 2, I should preface. Because it hasn't disappointed me yet. So as long as it does not disappoint me, I will be okay. Okay, as long as it keeps the integrity of the games and the characters alive, I will be okay. That's why I had major problems with the first show, because they didn't keep the integrity of these goddamn characters alive or the games. Justice for Grant. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Alucard is hot as hell. My namesake Richter is here. You know, he's gonna be awesome as he always is. Annette's gonna probably go through some character stuff, you know. She's like, oh god, I have to relive the traumas of my past, which girl, you're in a Castlevania property. You're gonna have to relive the shit from your past, you know? Even if that past comes back every 100 years to fuck with your grandchildren and your great children, but whatever. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so I'm hyped. We're gonna have to see what happens this season. So do not disappoint me. Do not disappoint me. Got it? That's all I'm gonna say on that. Don't disappoint me. Jake, did you hear that?
I heard you loud and clear.
Exactly. Do not disappoint me like you did with the first show, okay? And then we're all gonna be good.
And you know what? If you dare disappoint Witch, I will personally fuck you up. Okay?
Exactly. I won't even have to get close because Jake's gonna come after you, and you don't want Jake to come after you.
You don't.
He's gonna pull up with the whole might of Montanui or whatever it's called.
True. You don't want that shit. He's a giant robot. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyways, January 2025, mark your calendars, because regardless of what I work that day, I will watch it from midnight to whenever I finish it. I don't care if I don't get sleep. I need to binge it. Do you understand? Yes? Cool. We can now move on.
Okay.
Oh,
bye, husband. I love you. Love you, Alucard. Jake, your turn.
Oh, okay, yeah. But listen, all right. So as you can see, the movie hasn't come out yet officially, but some people got to watch the movie early, and you might see their reviews on YouTube, and you're about to see mine because I got to see the movie early. Transformers.
Hey.
My
how
theater.
Y'all feeling?
My theater did one showing.
Audience.
Well, what's up, Crypto?
I was gonna say, audience. The trailer for this movie almost cost me a job. Just to let y'all know that.
I'm glad you said that. I want to go into it. But first, I want to let people know I saw this movie early because my theater was doing a one-time that day showing. And I said, you know what? I'll go check it out. But here's the thing. So before I get into this, let me tell you the history I have with this movie. When this movie was first announced on the channel way back when we talked about it, and I said, I did not care about this film. Because, I don't need a Transformers prequel story. I just want to see them fight. I don't need to see why they fought. I get it. I know why. Don't need to see it. Okay? And then the trailer came out, and oh boy. Oh my god. Second trailer. Yeah, go ahead.
Fire whoever was in charge of the editing of the first trailer.
Oh my god. You know what? I heard they said that hey, the trailer is not indicative of the tone of this movie because it's actually more serious than you think it is. And I'm like, then you gotta fire this guy. Whoever made that trailer, fire him. Yeah. Second trailer came out, it was a little better. But I still wasn't gonna go rush to see this movie. And then I saw a clip online of the film. And I said, okay, well, hang on a minute. Maybe we got something here. And so then I watched the movie, and I gotta say, it's the best Transformers film since the 80s film.
Right? Damn.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm not telling no lie. It's actually the only movie on par with the 80s film. So,
don't the one who edited the first trailer, don't even give them the satisfaction of saying we wish you your best on your future endeavors. Now flat out slam the door in their face.
Right. I watched the movie and I said, listen, whoever made this trailer needs to be fired. Because the movie is really good. And you know who steals the show? Megatron. So, he is the best character in this film. By far, basically. That's not to say Optimus is bad either. But the plot is basically that Orion Pax, who will become Optimus Prime, and D-17 will become Megatron. They're just minor bots. They can't even transform, basically. But they want to look for an ancient artifact known as the Matrix of Leadership. That it is said that when the Matrix is found, it will bring life back to Cybertron. And they want to do it to impress their hero, Sentinel Prime. Along the way, this journey will change them forever into the heroes and villains that we know them as in the future, basically. And something that you don't know, Cryptid, which I don't know if you saw the first trailer, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you know the scene in the trailer where they get their powers?
Yeah.
After that, I'm telling you, immediately after that, the movie gets like 10 times more interesting. Okay?
Whoa.
From that moment on, that's when you start seeing Megatron's like arc start, and it is like just a crazy intense arc from start to finish, basically. And while Megatron is clearly the bad guy, they don't like try to sugarcoat. Like, no, he's clearly like losing it. You're still kind of rooting for him at the same time the whole time, because he starts commanding the room really well. And I give a shout out to the actor for this, who he was the conspiracy guy and Godzilla King of the Monsters, basically.
Oh, okay.
But he does such a good job. By the time he gets to the Megatron performance, where he goes from like D-17 fully on to Megatron, he straight up sounds like the one from the Cybertron games. That's how good he is, basically. But I keep talking about Megatron. There's other things to talk about as well.
It's like you talking about just Megatron right now reminds me of when me and Austin did the Castlevania season 1, like Castlevania Nocturne season 1 trailer, where I just went off on all rocks for the whole time.
Right. But we also have Orion Pax played by Chris Hemsworth. I like this version of Orion Pax. I know it's been a long time since we got an interpretation similar to this. If from the trailers you saw it, it's pretty much like it is in the movies. Orion is the outgoing one. D-17, he's the I don't know about this. We gotta follow protocol, guys. Don't do this. But I like it. You see the shades of the Optimus Prime that we know from like the movies and the games and the comics and the TV shows and all that. But he's just like a bit more adventurous, and he's a bit more outgoing because he wants to prove that it doesn't matter what type of Transformer you are, you all have something to offer in life, basically. And that's his ongoing arc.
It almost reminds me of an old saying: "You can shine no matter what you're made of."
Basically, that's basically all he wants to prove. Basically, that's why he acts out throughout the movie, and he has shades of different versions of Orion throughout canon. So, like the original Orion Pax from the G1 cartoon, he was a worker. Basically, like a blue collar worker, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's what he is here. He's like a miner, basically. But he's also into reading, like he was in the Prime version, where he was a librarian. So he sneaks into the archives and he reads books and learns about the history of Cybertron and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's like a bunch of different interpretations put into one, essentially. And I really appreciated that. We also have Alita 1. Now, not you guys don't know this, only Austin knows this, but I don't really like Alita 1 as a character because and it's not because she did anything wrong. It's because RC, there's a character called RC who's in Transformers Prime. And if you've seen that show, Alita 1 acts just like her. So in my head, I'm like, why isn't this just RC? Essentially. That said, because I like RC and Prime, I do like Alita 1 in the movie.
I guess I just want to go ahead and state there's not just one female Transformer in all of Cybertron, you know?
I guess. No, that's true because that was the point of her in G1. So there's like an episode I watched of Transformers G1 where they introduced the female Autobots and they made a whole big deal about it. It was hilarious. Like Megatron comes up to Optimus. He's like, "Hey, Optimus, I captured the last female Transformers in existence." Optimus is like, "What? Female Autobots?" So, and that was the episode we first met Alita 1. But yeah, in this movie, like in Transformers Prime with RC, Alita 1 is a badass femme robot who just wants to get her promotion, but every time she tries, this damn idiot Orion Pax keeps doing something that gets her fired. Basically, so she's just pissed about it. But she's a fun fighter to watch, and you know she's good in the scenes that she's in. And then we have to address the elephant in the room because Cryptid, you saw the trailer.
Yeah,
I have to talk about Bumblebee, of course. He's okay. He's all right. He's not.
He's tolerable, is what you're telling me.
He's tolerable. He's not as bad to me, and he's not as bad as the trailer made him out to be. And I watched this in a theater with a bunch of kids and adults. The theater loved Bumblebee. Every time he made a joke, people laughed at it. Okay, so like, it is what it is. I laughed at 3 of his jokes. He made 3 jokes I genuinely laughed at, basically. So it is what it is. But yeah, he's okay. And the best part about him is during the serious moments when people need to digest information that's like heavy and emotional, he's usually quiet, basically. So you don't have to worry about that. Or when he's talking, it's relevant to the scene and it's not just a joke that he's just popping in, basically. So I appreciated that about him. When you find out the reason for why Megatron is evil in the movie and what the motivations for Orion Pax and Megatron are that makes them into who they are later in the film, it's actually kind of sad. It's really just because of a selfish decision that one character made. And because of that decision, the entire 1,000-year war starts. And seeing that in the origin film was kind of heartbreaking. It was like these 2 did not have to be enemies if this one guy just wasn't an asshole, basically.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and it makes for great scenes as well. Like when the team first meets the group of Transformers that would be the Decepticons, and you get to that moment where D17 fully embraces the idea that like, no, I need to be strong. I need to make sure that no one can hurt me, make sure that no one can like mess with me and all that stuff. It's a really good emotional scene. That said, I do have a problem, some problems with Megatron, and the rest of the film. I guess I should address as well. As much as I love Megatron's path to villainy, I think the movie skips a bit. It feels like once he learns the thing he needs to learn to be evil, it almost feels like he's suffering from a glitch. Basically, he just kind of just snaps, and he kind of gets blinded by what he wants to do, but almost to kind of like we're skipping some steps here thing. It doesn't feel gradual all the time, if that makes sense.
Are they pulling a scar from The Lion King where they said he became evil after getting, a snake bite or something like that?
No. He has a legit reason. When they lay out exactly why he's angry, you will be angry with him, basically. And everyone's on board with, like, his goal, but just not the way he wants to do it, essentially. But yeah, you will probably be mad with Megatron, and you will probably be hyped with him when he makes his rallying speeches. It's just that I feel the movie jumps too quickly between the phases. Like, I feel like there just need to be a slow, gradual rise to when Megatron became evil, as opposed to the jumps it kind of makes. I will say I also don't like some lore things that they did here. how they explain the matrix of leadership, which is, if you watch the 86 movie, it's the thing that Optimus Prime has that kind of makes him Optimus Prime by the end of the film. The way they describe it, I didn't like it because lore-wise, it doesn't make much sense. It is the Matrix from those movies, but it has an additional function that I don't really think makes sense, especially if this movie's getting a sequel and knowing where things have to go by the third movie, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I also would like to say that, like, I would also like to say I would like more action scenes in the film. Well, I think there's a lot of like stuff going on. I think the action scenes could have been a bit better, even if they were pretty great as they are. But I would like more of those. I like more like one-on-one fights. I think I think that's what the movie was really missing. By the end of the film, in terms of like a
What was that, Jake? Jake. Oh, dude, audience, we're suffering technical issues at the moment, but
R.I.P. Jake, guys. R.I.P. Jake.
yeah.
He'll be back. I promise. But I will be also be back. But I'll still be here.
Gotcha. All right. Let me just message Jake. Okay, Jake's coming back. Hold on a sec. Oh. Okay, Jake, you're back.
Sorry about that. The internet didn't want me talking about this film.
It took out Austin, so now it's coming after you, Jake. Apparently.
What was the last thing I was talking about?
You were talking about the Decepticons, I believe.
I was saying that there is I was saying that I was talking about last thing I remember talking about was the fight scenes.
Oh yeah, fight scenes up there.
Yeah, I was saying that they're good, but I would like more one-on-one fight scenes. I guess there weren't really that many. I think there were like 2 or 3, but the only one that really stood out to me was the final one, I think, which is like Optimus versus Megatron, which you see in the trailers as well. But outside of that, I think most of the movie is really good. I think also another thing the movie does good that I really like is that you could look at the story of Transformers through Megatron's perspective and Optimus' perspective, and it looks completely different. Like, for instance, there are key moments in the film when you see Optimus Prime become Optimus, like the moments where he like makes his inspiring speech and everything, and all the other things that's like. And if you wrote that in history from the Autobots' perspective, Optimus looks like a legend. At the same time, Megatron also has his own unique moments as well that makes him just as iconic as Optimus. Like, you understand in a brief time period why the Decepticons are so loyal to him, why they're so inspired by him, why they love him so much, and just the brief time he has with them, basically. Like the things that they both do is like stuff of legends. And I really like how they both get an equal chance to show why they're iconic in their respective sides, basically. But yeah, there's like so much. There's so much more to say about this film, but just nothing I could do without like spoiling it a bit. But I was like, yeah, please give this movie a chance. Blame the marketing team. Fire the marketing team. They were terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's better than the 86 film, only because the 86 film has a scene that I think just is too boring. But yeah, there it is.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, I'll definitely be checking this movie out then. To hold you up to your recommendation, Jake.
Yeah. So, I will say, my other criticism is I think the first half of the movie, and I'm not a fan of origin movies, that's why I didn't think to say this right away, but I think the first half of this movie, as much as there's stuff going on, it does a great job with world building and lore explaining, like background details and foreground details. Like, you understand how Cybertron works in the first 15 minutes. That said, I don't think it's as interesting as the second half of the film. So, like, I think it kind of stretches out a bit too long. I would have shortened it a little bit. And that's basically all I would have done. But, yeah, like I said, Transformers 1, highly recommend if you're a Transformers fan. No humans are in this film. So, Transformers. There you
go. Yeah. So, alrighty then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next topic, audience. Give me a moment. Alrighty, audience, we're done with the media news. Now we're going on to the comic news. And we're starting off with an announcement of Marvel giving us a one-shot called Timeslide. What is this, you may ask? Well, Marvel's been doing this thing at the end of every year where they have like this one issue that's basically a glorified previews issue, you know? I think last time it was Kang the Conqueror who came and like saw glimpses, saw whole panels of what's in store for the future. This and that. I guess Marvel just continuing on that trend, but this time it's going to be between Cable and Bishop. You know, don't know how that's going to go, but again, it's a glorified previews issue, audience. Like they want to, I guess they want to find a reason to price this at what, maybe $8 an issue. You know, which man, I really got to point this out. I was at my comic book shop last week, right? One thing my comic book shop clerks started noticing, man, a lot of issues in Marvel are now $5. Has anybody noticed that? Has anybody noticed that?
Oh wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of issues in Marvel are now $5.
Really, I haven't bought comics in a long time, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah. It used to be justified that like, hey, if a comic was $5, in that case it would have like extra pages, but then now it's like, no, it's just a status. I mean, even the last Captain America comic I got, which I think was like issue number 11, yeah, it was $5 too. I'm like, really? I never stopped to notice that because comics used to be what, $4 on average, but now $4 seems to be the rarity now. So yeah, that's marketing for you. Don't really know what else to say. What sort of glimpse? Another aspect to consider is the fact that a lot of the glimpses we see in the future may or may not happen. Actually, it's just Marvel throwing out guessing games. You know, I know our buddy Austin likes to bring up that one panel we did see a grown-up Spider Woman and someone who looks to be like a female Black Panther, which odds were they were supposed to be from that one, the Marvel Zombie universes that just never got to that point. You know, the yeah, audience. If you want to spend $8 on glorified previews comic, go for Timeslide issue number 1. So, all right then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next one. Hold on a sec.
Yours?
Okay.
I'm back.
Yeah, which you want to announce this one? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me look at the list real quick. So Rogue is getting a freaking comic called Rogue the Savage Lands. Why? That's my question. Why was this made? Why was this approved by Marvel?
I think this is because I was like watching a lot of people's receptions to this, and the most logical reception I could think of is the fact that there are so many X-Men titles right now that there are going to be some that are bound to get canceled pretty soon. You know,
and I'm gonna tell the audience this what I told you when I first saw this. This looks like a book that is going to target a very specific group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're gonna give me shit on it because if this was a bigger channel, I definitely would have gotten a lot of shit on this. But since we're small, I can actually say it, bestie. But this looks like it will be a book for incel, gatekeepy comic book people who complain about the tiniest bit of wokeness, quote unquote, in a comic book.
You know that's not everybody, right? Which
did you not listen to what I said? I said it looks like it would be targeted towards that group of people.
Yeah, but there are other people who will want to buy this for that.
Are you not listening?
Yeah.
Shut up for 5 seconds, please. Let me finish, please.
Go ahead.
Okay? I'm not saying that no one else could get this goddamn book. I'm just saying it looks like that's who the target demographic is. Okay?
Okay. There.
Cool. That's all I wanted to
Okay.
say. It looks like a book
Yeah.
for incels. I'm not saying no one else could read it. I'm just saying it looks like a book
Yeah.
for incels. Also, it looks like it's going to be going into more of the Rogue Magneto side of things. And it's like, come on, guys. We're tired. We're tired of this shit. Just give us more Rogue and Gambit, man. We don't want this shit.
Okay, from what the description of the book states, right, this is going to be, of course, Rogue during her time in the Savage Lands, but I don't know if it's going to be talking specifically about her and her relationship with Magneto. It's going to be like more of her solo adventures in the Savage Land. Let me see if I can read the premise. Give me some time. Damn, I just had. Oh, damn! No wonder I couldn't find it. I popped up the wrong article. Give me some.
Ha.
Do. Okay, I got it. So the X-Men called Rogue has always been a survivor, but without her mutant powers, she'll need to prove it like never before. As the Savage Land turns towards war, Rogue will need all her skills to survive dinosaurs, mutates, and the Master of Magnetism himself. So yeah, she seems like she's going to be more independent in this series. And yeah, I mean, again, this is going. The story may not be all the way up there. It's going to be written by Tim Seeley. I don't know too many notable stories that he's written to say that like, oh my god, this is going to be a phenomenal read. But again, like this is going to be a hot seller in comic shops. So yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I've
because of
seen it
the cover
firsthand.
alone.
Yeah, because I've seen it firsthand. Like like there are times where like yes, I will buy covers of this sort of quality from other books, right? And I there's
Who
the
did this
one
cover?
female,
Do you
the
know who did
one
this cover?
it was a woman, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
So
As long as it's not drawn by J. Scott Campbell, I think we're okay because it looks good.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, but it is horny bait,
yeah,
definitely 100%.
yeah. J. Scott Campbell also sells too. So
Yeah,
I
to a
remember
very
like,
cryptid.
hmm
I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Okay,
yeah,
we know this is going to sell for the horny factor. We know this. That doesn't always make it a good thing.
it's good for comic
Sometimes
shops.
people want a comic or wanted something to read that isn't just going to be for incels or for people who are just going to complain about anything else. Like sometimes we don't always want to read horny books. Like they make stuff for that. And maybe the number one is going to sell well because it's going to be a number one. You know how number one sell. I don't know if this is going to be a good book. I don't know how well this is going to sell. I don't think it's going to sell well, but I could be wrong. I want to be proven wrong. However, I'm not excited for this book. This was one of the solo books that people did not ask for, but we're still getting anyways. Like, I don't know. This doesn't look like an interesting book in my opinion.
Well, I know comic book shops are going to be happy about this book, so yeah,
I'm going to
more
talk to
revenue for
people who
them.
work at my comic shop when this book comes out. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to, is this book good? Did this book succeed your expectations? If so, cool, I'm not reading it.
Remember what happened to the Black Cat and Mary Jane cover, right?
Which one?
Yeah, the one where both of them were in the Black Cat suit. That sold. That
Yeah.
sold so well that they made a series about it. But
damn well, Cryptid.
Yep. So yeah, audience, it's a mini series at the end of the day. Again, I feel it seems like you gotta be realistic that with all the X-Men books that are coming out right now, there are bound to be a few that are going to meet their untimely end, aka cancellations. So I guess this is Marvel's just like trying to pull in a safe bet. So and plus it's one of Rogue's most iconic looks of all time. So
It's just
So,
her
yeah.
but tattered.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't consider that an iconic look.
Oh yeah, a lot of people remember her in that state. So
I
yeah.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
remember more in her wedding outfit to Gambit than I do in this fit.
I completely forgot about that wedding costume.
Yeah, because it wasn't really a wedding dress. It was more of like, oh, I'm going to someone else's wedding. Let me look nice. But then that wedding went to
Yeah.
kaput because if you know who was originally going to get married and that how that
Mm-hmm.
ended, that was funny as hell. So and
Mm-hmm.
Remy and Rogue were like, let's just get married. We have all these nice decorations. Why not? So it didn't go to waste. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. But all right then. I guess with that we probably said all we needed to say. So all right, we're ready to move on to the next book. Let me bring this up. Okay, this is my gonna be topic. Hellbent miniseries to introduce the Ghost Rider of the 1940s. When I first heard about this, I'm like, yo, that actually kind of makes sense that there would be a spirit of vengeance during World War II. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, honestly. This sounds interesting, though, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Way more interesting than the last book.
Yeah. So, man, it kind of seemed like one of those ideas where, how did it take this long for somebody to think about, you know? But also at the same time, you're gonna have to also bring up the fact that okay, if he's been around, you don't have a Spider Boy situation. If he's been around since the 40s, how come nobody's ever interacted or heard of this guy? You know?
I mean, there was a Ghost Rider who was also the Sorcerer Supreme, so
hmm
anything's
That
possible.
that's true, but keep in mind this was World War II, right? Where like a lot of the big name heroes at that time were around. I mean, you're talking about like you're talking about characters like Captain America, not just Captain America, but
Namor.
yep,
Both,
Namor,
both Jim
Nick Fury,
Hammond and Taro. I forgot his full name. Not gonna lie, but him and Tori
Toro. Yeah,
and
yeah, Toro.
Bucky.
Yeah. So you would
Not
think,
Major Maple Leaf.
we don't talk
Fuck
about
out of
that
here
guy,
with that bullshit.
but yeah, like you would think, like if at least one of them would have heard of this soldier with a flaming skull head out there slaughtering Nazis, you know? So yeah, you're gonna have that little hiccup going into this book. But yeah, I mean, I like the premise of it. World War II base hero. Let me see if I could pull up some more information on this person. It's okay. So it's going to be written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I don't know how many people here are familiar with him. Anybody know any books he's written?
If I looked it up, probably, but I don't know at the moment.
Probably not.
Yep. Okay, let me read a somewhat of a description of this soldier. Okay, so in 1944, U.S. Sergeant Sal Romero is parachuting into the Nazi-occupied Europe. Young Nazi officer Felix Bruckner becomes a host of an unspeakable evil. In the aftermath of their violent meeting, Romero is reborn as Ghost Rider 44, who sets out not only to take revenge on Bruckner and the Nazis, but to save mankind from annihilation. I was about to do a Haku impression there. Unspeakable evil. So,
No.
so, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like if the Nazis got themselves some demonic entity, yeah, you would probably need to have a Ghost Rider in the Allies' side in this, you know. So yeah, the only thing I was kind of like a little bit let down is his vehicle of choice. Yeah, it's a World War II style motorcycle, but I don't think it would have been appropriate if he had a tank, you know.
Give this man a tank.
Yeah, I
Give him
mean
a tank,
that
Marvel.
that's something out of the ordinary. I don't think we've seen any other Ghost Rider with a tank. I mean,
Wasn't one
I
on a
mean,
woolly mammoth, or was I going crazy from like the BC?
that That was from Jason Aaron's Avengers run. Yeah, there was one with Woolly Mammoth. There was even one in that Secret Wars 2 event. I'm not joking. There was a Ghost Rider dinosaur whose vehicle of choice was a jet fighter.
Oh,
Comics, am I right, people? You know?
sorry about
It
it.
is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, you guys know I'm a sucker for this sort of stuff, so I'll definitely be picking it up and see how it goes, you know? But alright then. I guess with that, we can move on to the last topic of the night. Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah. Oh, you do know it's magic with a K, right? Not the magic
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the chat.
It's spell checks. Yeah,
That's why you
it
have to
was
go
spell
back
checks
and
I
make.
did it, yeah. It's fucked up this time, yeah. So, all right, go ahead, announce it. Which?
I don't remember. I don't remember what it's about, but there. Ilyana Rasputin, or Magik with a K, is getting her own book, and
Mm-hmm.
Darkchild is coming back, besties, for all the 3
Mm-hmm.
Darkchild stands out there. So,
Yep.
how y'all feeling, Magic Nation? How y'all feeling? Woo! Okay, I'll stop.
I
Anyways,
mean, good for her, you know.
she's finally getting the love that she deserves.
Mm-hmm. And this is a series, by the way, audience, not a mini series.
Woo! You have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me see if I could try bringing up more information on this.
But I saw the
She's going. Yep.
Dark Child look on Twitter, and I thought it was really cool. I like how she has the goat legs when she's in her full
Mm-hmm.
Dark Child form, so that was cool.
Cool. Anyway, she's going to be written by Ashley Allen. I don't know if too many people are familiar with her.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So let's see. Description of this book. Let's see. Throughout the series, Magik will also be forced to come to terms with her tragic history and learn to control her demonic dark child persona. After years of suppression, Ileana's dark child form returns from the depths of her tormented soul to offer her more strength and power, but at what cost? This kind of seems like stuff that she might have already tackled before, hasn't she?
Kind of a little bit. I know she kind
Yeah,
of did in the Blood Hunt tie-in, but that was a one shot, so I'm not counting it.
yeah, yeah.
But she
This,
kind of has, but not really.
yeah, this just kind of sounds like to me that like, hey, if we let's make another Jean Grey book, and the description is going to be she's going to deal with her relationship with the Phoenix, and I'm like, I've seen those waters travel before, you know, so, huh,
I'll
huh,
give this a chance.
yeah. Good variant cover is enough to sell any book. So, yeah. Any expectations in this book? Which?
I know this is definitely going to be an Ileana centered book, but there is a possibility we're going to get Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a hint at their older brother, which I forgot his name, but I don't care enough about him to
Mm-hmm.
actually, care.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of intrigued about it, so I'm not hating on it at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah. Is
I
what
just
it is.
I'm just, like at the moment I know that she's not the Queen of Limbo anymore. I think that is Madeline Pryor at the moment, so maybe we might go into something with that, but who knows.
Does she still have that embassy in New York?
Yes.
Wow. Hell has an embassy in New York. Go figure, audience. And it's been in Marvel for what, over 2 years now?
Yeah, it should be in Hell's Kitchen, to be honest.
I read somewhere that they're not even calling that Hell's Kitchen anymore, apparently.
They're fucking fools.
I know, right? Which is so ironic since the Javits Center in New York Comic Con is in Hell's Kitchen. I know, you know. So, alrighty then. I mean, I guess with that, we're done for today. Unless you guys have any other thoughts or any last minute topics you want to bring up. I
know that we're getting a Helverine series after the miniseries, but that first book already stressed me out too much. I don't know if I can handle the sadness.
Another X-Men book, which? Wow.
Hey, it's not Logan. It's not fucking Logan. I'm sick of Logan getting a book. Let someone else get a book.
Jesus. Like, Marvel, it wasn't enough that you turned Captain America's book into an X-Men book. You're just pumping out more and more X-Men books. I mean, even that Timeless One Shot, it's about Cable and Bishop.
Also, we got this poster from Marvel, and it says "Change the World" on it, January 2025. So remember those variant covers from a while ago? What if these characters had a sidekick?
Oh yeah.
I think they're coming back. I know.
Subject debate.
I know two of them are already pulling up, but yeah.
Wow! Look at the supernova explosion that happened after Spider-Boy's debut, guys.
Shut up.
Yep.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're ripping off the slogan of Champions, to be honest. Because didn't their slogans say something along that lines?
I don't know. Someone quote retweeted that poster. It was like, "God damn it, MCU synergy, Young Avengers." I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm tired.
Yep. But
I'm tired, Jesse. Don't worry.
Yeah, it does. It definitely sounds like, look, Marvel, you need to have like a limit to how many X-Men books you put out at one time. Don't they have like 10 going on right now? And you're telling me we're gonna have at least three more coming up in a couple months? Yeah. Some series have to get canceled, you know. So, all right. Oh, did you all know that Batman was getting his name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
No, but did you know that they found a rare gold Bionicle mask and it sold for $18K?
Wow. Wait, what? How big was this? Was this a Bionicle toy size or what?
I don't know, something like that. I'll go check. I mean, I just pulled up the article. I was trying to see if there's any.
Gotcha.
Every day I read Bionicle, I pray they brought it back. That's why I keep looking up articles.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like.
Did you know that there's this great artist who drew Polaris and Siren kissing each other like the cute sapphics that they should be? That's great. I liked that.
It looks like it's toy size. It's the Golden Kanoe Hao mask, which is which is Tahu's mask at the end of the first book, which I just read, which is up on the channel. So, but it sold for like, it was like worth 14K and it got sold for 18K.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
But alright then. I guess that's all topics of the night, audience. Yeah, so come join us tomorrow as we talk about the comics of the week and all that good stuff.
But I gotta reread my books because yeah.
Well, remember, fire your marketing teams.
Yeah. Don't wish them the best in their future endeavors. They don't deserve that.
Also, quick news before we leave, they're bringing back the ElfQuest RPGs. So if you are a fan of ElfQuest and tabletop RPGs, there you go. Go get it.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's it.